Hi, it's Carlos from RC Advisor. Programming radio transmitters is just way too hard. I think it's a lot harder than it needs to be. The transmitter that I use is a JR X9303, which I got like 4 or 5 years ago. And when I first got it, I sat down and I read the entire manual. It was over 200 pages. And I remember there was also like a glider supplement, which was another 50 pages. And this is pretty technical, pretty dense manual. And so then after I finished doing that, I went, okay, let me program a glider just to see how it goes. And the only complication with the glider is a really simple one, is that it has spoilers, or it had one spoiler. And bottom line is that I could not figure out how to program the spoiler. And again, I have read all the documentation, I was being very careful, and I never figured it out. To this day, I still don't have the spoiler program for that model. And I've been flying for a long time, you know, models and full size. I've got an Ivy League computer science degree. I mean, if I can figure this out, who can? I remember asking a friend that has the same transmitter that had programmed a spoiler for a glider. And I said, can you tell me what you did? And he had no idea what he had done. It was kind of a situation of like, he told me he had just tried a whole bunch of different settings until he got something that worked, which I thought was, that's crazy. And before you think that I'm bashing JR, I've also used Futaba. I don't think Futaba is any better, it's just different. And I remember a friend that had a 9-channel multiplex radio, and I said, okay, can I see how the programming works on that? And the minute I went into programming mode on the transmitter, he just went into a panic. He's like, oh my God, don't change anything because I'll never know what it was that you changed. And I'm like, okay, that's not a good sign. So, and I'm not talking about the $1,000 professional transmitters. I don't have much experience with those. Maybe programming one of those is easier. I'm talking about the more mainstream radios like the 9303, which are very popular. So, and of course, you know, I'm talking about also radios that are aimed at less experienced flyers. So I don't like bringing up problems without also offering a solution. So I have two potential solutions for the manufacturers. One of them is to implement a wizard type of interface. You know, a 9303 definitely has a big enough display to do that. And just do it as a question and answer type of format. You know, does the model have an elevator? How many servos does it have? What are the channels on the receiver for the servo? Does this move it up, you know, in this direction? Do you want to have exponential? Do you want to have dual rate? What type of model is it? Is it a trainer or is it a 3D? Do you want to have mixing from the elevator to the throttle? And I mean, those are very straightforward questions, and the result of that will be a good but basic setup. Of course, you know, you need to be conservative. You don't know all the specifics of the model, but it's a hell of a lot easier to modify the configuration after you have something in there than it is to create it in the first place. So this will be a good way to get you started, and then you can tweak it as you fly the model and as you need to, and that will be fine. The other suggestion that I have for the manufacturers is to have a USB port and document the format of their data, because then that will open up the door to have third parties write software, hopefully open source software, so that you can use a PC to do all the programming for your transmitter. But right now that's pretty much impossible because you can't get at the data, and the few cases that you can is proprietary and you don't know what the format is. So if they open up their data format, it's going to make it easier for somebody else to come in and help them. So anyway, that's my rant for today. Till next time.